We are Witches Who Podcast.
Hey, Shelby.
Hey, Dee.
Anything weird happened to you lately?
Of course.
Oh,
Always.
can't wait to hear.
So after last episode, if you guys have listened to it, I've been like, I've been like on edge, but I wouldn't say like, I don't mean like on edge. I just mean like really aware, you know, just like hyper aware of every little thing that I'm like, was that something? Or am I just like thinking it's something? Right. So this actually was last night. Last night I was trying to sleep, which is just a friggin' nightmare right now. Like I'm so uncomfortable, like no matter where I move or how I lay, it's just not, it's so weird. Like I'm always, like I feel like I can't breathe a lot of the time. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta go on this side. Now I'm gonna go on this side. Now my shoulder hurts. Now my hip hurts. It's just like this whole thing, right? So last night.
Of pregnancy.
Yeah. Right, just ridiculous. So last night I'm like laying there in bed and I have this like wedge like kind of thing, like this wedge pillow like thingamajig. So I had like Christian like kind of like prop me up and like got all these pillows because I'm like, okay, like my shoulders hurt, my back hurt, or my hips hurt because I'm laying on my side and putting so much pressure. I'm like, I just want to lay on my back so bad. And so I'm on this like wedge, like, you know, how, whatever, all like propped up. And I'm just laying there, like it's quiet. And I'm trying to just like pretend to be comfortable to try to fall asleep, you know? And I'm like, I just can't. Like, and every little like movement, which I'm like, oh, okay, that was the dog. Oh, okay, Christian moved a little bit. It's like every little thing I could hear was like, I feel like I have hyper hearing right now. Yeah. And so then I heard just this like kind of like scraping noise, like shuffle from the bathroom. And like I'm laying in bed and like when you're laying in bed, you kind of face the bathroom in my room. And I couldn't rationalize like what that was. Because, you know, a lot of the times you're like, oh, it's, you know, the air conditioning kicked on or, oh, this happened or the dog got down or whatever. And I was like, what the heck was that weird? Like, it was like a scrape, like this weird shuffle. I was like, that was strange. Like, so then I'm like, I have to pee and I don't want to go in there.
Your bathroom is haunted. It is that area.
It's just that,
like there's like a highway. I don't know. I always feel like there's like a highway for spirits, just like ghosts, poltergeists, just gonna kind of come in and out. And
yeah,
there's something going on there.
There is, because you can feel this like weird energetic current right there. Like literally, it's so strange. But finally, I'm like, okay, I can't like not pee. I have to get up. So I get up and I'm like walking all like slowly over to, it's not that far of a walk, you know, and I'm like, I'm just kind of looking around. I'm like, okay, this is
Did
stupid.
you have any lights on?
No lights, but it doesn't get like super dark because like there's a street light right outside that kind of shines through the window, which I purposely, in like the way that like my bathroom is, there's a little door where the toilet is, and I'll keep that blind open purposely just so I can use the light from the street light without having to turn on any lights. It's like the perfect amount of light for in there. And then the rest of it's dark. Yeah. Like, you know, it's pretty dark. Yeah. So I'm walking and like the toilet door is like open a little bit. So there's a little bit of light coming through. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. So I go, you know, I'm in there doing my thing or whatever. And I stand up and turn around, like flush the toilet. And then I go to open the door and I hear it again, but it was super close. And I realized that it's the bathroom trash can that I've been hearing sliding across the floor.
What?
Yeah. And I heard it and I was like, and it was me that kicked it that time. And I was like, that was the noise that I heard. So then I'm looking at this trash can, like, how on earth did it move? I'm like, okay, now I'm playing investigator. So now I'm like in the trash. There's like one piece of paper in the trash. Okay. And I'm like, maybe there's a bug in there. Okay. Right. That's like hitting it or whatever. Nothing's in there. And then I slide it again, like push it against the wall, like more towards the wall. And I was like, this is definitely the noise that I'm hearing. And I get up and and then I'm like, all right. I mean, so then I'm like thinking to myself, like trying to be quiet because I don't want to wake up Christian. And I'm like, okay, enough is enough. Like, please, like, don't scare me. Like, this isn't what this is for. Like, I'm not kicking you out or anything like that unless you're here for no good, you know, right?
Of course.
And, you know, nothing happened, nothing stopped. But then I opened the door and Tucker was right there. And I like thought I was going to have a heart attack. Like I was not prepared. like he's loud. He's a little dude, but he is loud. Like, how did I not hear him, get off the bed? Yeah, his snorts and everything else. Like, oh my God, I thought I was going to pee myself, even though I just peed. Like, if I didn't had already peed just then, I would have peed myself. Oh my God, he scared me so bad.
Oh my
God. And I opened the door and he's just right there staring at me. I mean, he's little, but it's like, oh my God, it was horrible. It was so scary. And the poor little guy, like, I was like, oh, like I freaked out and he's looking at me like, what did I do? And I'm like, nothing, you poor thing. And then Christian's awake. It was like a whole thing. He's like, what's going on? I was like, nothing. Tucker scared me. And
the trash can is moving on its own. Or we have a rat, maybe.
I don't know how, but whatever. So then we all go back to bed. We're chilling. Tucker wakes up. Tucker is a sleeper. Like, he has his little routine right before bed and he is out and does not get up until morning. Wow. And last night he got up like 3 times. Like that time he scared me. I think he didn't know where I was. And so he got up like, okay, where'd she go? Looking for me kind of thing. And then he got up again and woke me up. He walks over to my side of the bed and jumps up on my side of the bed and is like, and it scared me again because I'm like, oh, there's something in my face. And I was like, Christian, like Tucker needs something, get up. Yeah. So then he gets up, takes him downstairs, goes back upstairs. And then he just kept on like all night to me. Like he just wanted me awake. Like, and I slept horrible. First of all, I'm uncomfortable as crap, but he kept waking me up. Like he would on my legs. And then at one point he even like was like sitting there and like touching my leg, like with his little hands, like kind of pawing at me like he does when he's begging for food or something, But I'm like, what is going on? Like, I was like, do you not feel good? Or like, why do you want me awake so bad? Like, it just felt like he was purposely, who didn't feel like he was fine. Like, I felt like he was trying to like protect me. It was very strange.
No, and we know that our animals have like this extra sense.
Yeah, totally.
Noticing things. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? So on that note, okay, I hope your babies sleep as well as Tucker.
For real.
That's
the dream.
Routine, crash till the morning.
Yeah. It's very routine based in this house for sure.
I love that. But it's so interesting that we're talking about, like our pets doing something, because you've seen like in our house, we have the hallway to go to the back rooms. And if that, like in the evening, if that light, the hallway light is off, it's dark. It's like dark. And Ramses will sit like at the edge, like when you're going to enter, and he's just staring back, and his eyes are wide, and his tail is just swinging and swaying. And I think it was, I don't think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. And he was looking back, and it wasn't pitch black because it can be pitch black. It wasn't that late. And he's just looking, and I'm like, who's back there? I tell him if they're not good, they need to go away. You tell him. And he looks at me, he just goes, meow. And I was just like, all right, who is it? Tell me more. And then he just kind of like skedaddles slowly to the back and stuff. But I'm just like, okay. And I always kind of feel like energy kind of coming in and out and stuff. It's never been bad. Yeah. But definitely, I'm like, just don't do anything. Which, by the way, if you're going down the hallway, you just keep going straight, you're going to end up in our guest bathroom. So it was like Sunday. And when we had our Witches Who brunch, so everyone that came to Witches Who brunch back in June, went back in June on Sunday. Thank you for doing that. We loved it. It was a fantastic and phenomenal event.
It was so great.
But that day that I was going to go to Witches Who brunch, I was like doing my hair in the guest bathroom so I wouldn't wake up my husband if I'm doing it in my bedroom. And I'm kind of concentrated, right? I'm all like, okay, I'm running late. I have to do my hair. And he opens the door. Like, he did not knock.
Ramsey or Mike?
Michael. Oh. What, like, whips the door open. And I'm just like, ah! I'm all like, okay, this is like part of probably our haunted bathroom with a haunted hallway and all that. And
who knows what could have been behind that door?
Yes. But he's just like, oh my gosh, that smell. And, no, I do not use the restroom in our bathroom. He claims that there's like a smell from my makeup. So
that is so funny.
I thought it could be my like setting
setting spray or something. Yeah.
So now I'm been pushed away from my bathroom. So I do the setting spray in the guest bathroom. And I was like, here's the spray.
How
it's
funny
not that.
that
It's
it's that sensitive to it.
I know. But
usually I feel like that stuff smells good.
I know. I don't. My husband and his smells. I don't know.
That's so funny.
But it was, but just the cats, the dogs, our pets really have those senses. And I know he's seeing things and stuff like that. So I was just talking to him and I'm like, if they're not good, they need to get out, you know, or if they're disturbing you, they need to get out.
Yeah, if they're disruptive, tell them to leave.
You know, I don't want any, thank you fairies, but no thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want any of this juju.
I know.
Yeah, but super, super weird stuff. Trust your pets. Trust your pets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know? Absolutely.
So thanks, Tucker.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He wanted you up for some reason. He must have been feeling something else. And it's like, hey, my human. Yeah. It's so funny that he goes to you. It's like the other human's not going to do much.
Yeah, which is funny because Christian's always the one that takes him to. Like, I don't know. Maybe he just can't wait. Christian, he doesn't even try.
That's true.
When he does get down, he needs something. Like, I'm already awake. Because like he gets up and I don't know. I just wake up. And Christian's a heavy sleeper. So I'm like, he just knows like one way or the other, like I'm going to wake up and I'm going to make it happen kind of thing.
Yeah, true.
But it's super funny because it's always Christian that takes him. Like,
or you have the power to wake up the other human.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So
that's
funny.
So man.
Anywho, so who are we? I am Dee.
Oh, and I'm Shelby.
Hello, welcome to Witches Who Podcast and talk about weird things.
Yeah. So today.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm excited for today. So we're talking all about death doula work, psychopomp work, which I know everybody's like, what the heck is that?
I know. I have no idea. I'm so curious. So mainly a lot of Shelby did most of the research and we just kind of have a convo around it. But I'm so excited to hear about this because I'm very curious about death doula. And I will share about my visit. It was a Death Expo that I went to. So
oh my gosh,
I'm excited to share about that. After
I'm excited about that too. Yeah. And then I'd love to hear about your experiences too, because I know you don't call yourself a medium, right? Yeah. But you do have a lot of experiences around like, you know, people coming into your channel and stuff. So I'd love to hear stuff like that. And then just talking about too, like the other side, like relatives that come back. I feel like everybody I talk to, which I know I'm weird and I attract weirdos, but like everybody I talk to has some kind of story around like somebody who passed away and like a sign from the other side and all this stuff, you know? So it's like we all have something that reminds us of that person or whatever. So I want to talk through some of those kind of stories too.
Would love. Do you want to start with what's a death doula? And
yes.
So hold on. Is psychopomp?
Psychopomp.
Pump.
Yeah.
Okay. Super curious. Love that.
Yeah. So I have done both of these things actually. But I'm definitely more of the work that I do is psychopomp work. So the difference between like a death doula and a psychopomp practitioner. So a death doula is somebody that supports like the physical human in the dying process.
Okay.
So they help like, actually I think this, like I found this definition that was like really spot on. That was really helpful.
Because I was like, I think I would want one of those.
Totally. Well,
you have a birth doula.
Exactly. You have a birth doula, somebody that supports, you know, you coming into the world. And we don't like, especially in America, like we don't honor the dying process, the death process. It's so taboo, right? But it's also a sacred thing. You're being returned to source. Like, why would you not need a support through that bridge, you know? So that's what a death doula is, especially like in like senior facilities or people that don't have loved ones by their sides or that have had like, you know, chronic illness or whatever it is. Like I think like that comfort and just like that ease of
I think it will help you not feel so scared about it. And I'm just with that part. So my mother-in-law is battling terminal cancer and she's, you know, everybody, of course, we don't want her to pass. And I don't think she will anytime soon. She's a strong cookie and I really, really love that. But I asked her recently if she was scared because my husband and their brothers and the family is just kind of like rooting and constantly, you're gonna have a better day and you're gonna have this and it's gonna be like, and I was talking to my husband recently, I was like, all that, I love how much you love her and like how much you all love her, but it can become kind of like that toxic positivity. And I was talking to our daughter about it recently as well, and she's like, yeah, totally, I see that. Like, I'm all like, let her grieve. She had an ostomy, so she removed her colon, so she's in a little baggie, so that's a grieving process. Totally. I lost my, kind of like, I lost my colon, let me let me grieve. Or like when people, they take your, what is it, the appendix, they remove, how many people have no appendix, right? And it's just like a routine process, but it's like, maybe it's a grieving process of like, this was something that was part of me, even like when you go and pull a tooth, right, and things like that. But
all holds energy.
And I wanted, so I asked her if she was feeling scared, and she said, yes, I'm terrified. And I said, okay. She's like, but I know it's normal, it's part of the process. And she really leans on her faith, and we talk about a lot of that, which is great. But of course, when it seems like so many things are against you, because it's like, I just feel like my body's giving up, and I'm like, I don't have control, like, other things, it's challenging. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my gosh, of course, if it was me, I would want to have somebody like that, that it's not family.
Exactly.
Not family, because family is way too involved, and everything decision is made usually out of emotion, and it can be very rational. Yes. But I spoke with my husband after I spoke with her and told her, I was like, it's good to validate her fear. And her grief and things like that. And he's like, no, you're right. It's like, it's like, I don't ever want her to feel that she can't talk to us about it. And like, she knows you all are scared as well, but I'm thinking, knocking myself out, thinking a death doula would not only support the person that is going to go through the transition, but the family on that. So I'm like, this is phenomenal.
And supporting the family as they're going through the whole process too, because like you were saying, with the toxic positivity, right? That person that is going through the dying process ends up hanging on so hard because they don't want their family to grieve. They don't want their family to be upset. They don't want their family to hurt. But letting them know that, hey, like, it's okay. Like, this is actually a beautiful process. Then you get to go get returned to source, and you get to live pain-free and happy and healthy in whatever world you want to be in. Like, letting them know that it's okay. And as that takes a really strong family member to be able to do that. And a lot of us aren't prepared to do that.
We just want to be the family. We just want to love our people unconditionally and be like, I am here. What I told my mother-in-law, I was like, I see your fear, and just know you can always talk to me. I'm just like, even if I'm just like, I love her dearly, and we all, and like I've said, she may just outlive us all, right? But I'm like, it's also my grief, going, and our family's grief. But I don't want to take on a role to, like, I will validate, of course, her fear, but it would be nice for somebody from the outside so that I can just be the daughter-in-law. And just love on her.
Totally. And that's the work of a death doula. And I don't think there's a lot of them. I mean, you hear so much about birth doulas and how they support, and I feel like that's now just starting to become like more widespread accepted. You know what I mean? But like the dying process is so, like, it's like I was saying earlier, it's just like, it's taboo. It's like we're taught to fear it. And it's so interesting to me because I've actually had that conversation with my mom before about like, she shared a lot with me just about how she's feeling, and how she is just absolutely terrified of death, how scary that is, of just, you're just gone one day. And I think for her, like, she's always like kind of gone back and forth with faith. Like, I know she believes in God and all of that too, but I think that there's like, for a lot of people, not necessarily my mother, that don't have a strong sense of self, that don't have a strong sense of what they believe in, has a harder time understanding that circle of life or that dying process because they don't know what to expect. And yeah, we could all be wrong or we could all be right. It could all be a state of mind, or, you know, your lights could just go out and that's all that there is, right? Like, we don't really know.
Yeah.
But I think that faith in whatever it is that you believe in and that like feeling that you get, like, you can't deny. I talk about this actually all the time of like, you cannot deny that feeling of love, right? You can't explain it, but you have it for your significant others, for your children, right? For your friends, for your community. You have this feeling of something bigger, something different, something so much bigger than ourselves, right? This feeling of love. And not one person can tell me that that's not real. Yeah. So who are we to say that God isn't real? Who are we to say that spirit's not real, right? Like, all of these feelings, you can't explain it, but it's there. We know for certain it's there. So I think that if we can really hone into like those things of what we believe and how we truly feel, which comes through a bunch of practices that we always talk about, like meditation, prayer, all of those things, having that relationship with the divine, I think that would kind of mitigate a lot of a lot of the fear around dying. And also just like, I think it may not necessarily be like the dying process in general, but how you die, right? Like, there's just, it can be so complicated, right?
I think I heard this a long time ago that I can't remember where I was, or I think it was like some sort of conference that I was at, that people are not scared of death. They're scared of like how they're going to die.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the pain of an accident or an agony, not the crossing over is like the crossing over. But it's like the fear of like, how is it going to happen? How is it going to, quote unquote, take me?
Yeah.
And that's what we need to remove the fear from and know and allow that it is a process. And more than anything, accept it.
Yeah, just accept it too. Which also brings you back to like, do we have free will? Like, is there like a predetermined path?
I'm going to be disconnected suddenly. Cling.
Yeah. Like, are we born into this world with like, okay, on June 29th, 2040, this is when you die. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like, you know, like, which we don't know, but like, there's like this other divine plan for us, our lives.
Like, look at them making plans.
Cute. You still die on June 29th, 2078.
Yeah.
No matter what choices you make.
It's like, she bought the tickets. How cute was that? She's going to miss that.
Yeah.
She's going to miss that trip. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So, and also making it, that's why, because we don't accept death. Like, I love talking about death.
Yeah, I do too.
love, and I talk to my husband and my kids. And I think I even talked to you about like, hey, if I die, make sure I'm not buried, and I want mariachi. You know, I was like,
noted.
Sure. Because there was one point where Mike is like, I can never burn you, which I no longer want to be burned. We'll talk about that in a second.
Oh, interesting.
I know. But I don't know.
I'm going to donate my body to science, I decided.
Oh my gosh, you're the second person I hear to tell me that. Like, I'm going to donate to. I was like, I have friends that are
learn from me.
I know. They're like, oh, her tissue is quite interesting. There's an extra DNA here.
What is this DNA? What is it? What is all this
She
metal?
glows.
Well,
yeah, but somebody else mentioned you. They're like, I want to be donated. I'm all like, I don't know how. Who's gonna be playing with you over there?
I'm like, this is just a meat sack.
I
know.
What I mean?
I'm like,
and it is. I know. It is. The soul. It's so interesting. If you ever seen somebody die, and you feel them, they're breathing heavier because they're about to transition. As soon as they transition, you know they're not there. Yeah. Like, it just feels like a body, like a meat sack, like you said. It literally, and it doesn't
even
matter.
like the viewing, like when you go to like a wake or like a viewing at a funeral home.
I never made sense of those.
That doesn't, like, that's not even close to who that was. Like, you know, it's so interesting.
And then you have the picture where they look completely different.
Yeah. Yes,
if it's an open casket,
they're young and like, it's like their senior photo and they're like 84. It's like, what is happening? I want to be pictured exactly how I was when I died. Just old, hopefully, right? Old and decrepit, just like with a nasty look on my face, because that's apparently I learned recently that I have gnarly RBF, you know, resting bitch face.
Who told you that?
I don't know, because one of my students, they're like, "Are you mad?" I'm like, "No." Why does everybody ask me that? I'm like, well, you kind of have resting bitch face. I'm like, nobody's ever told me that before.
I don't think. Well,
I was just in my head. I'm just happy-go-lucky all the time, but apparently not.
Jeez. Okay.
So weigh in, guys, please. I'm gonna make a poll.
You.
Does Shelby have resting bitch face? And how severe is it? Because
there's different levels.
Yeah,
I
definitely like can't hide any of my emotions. I definitely very like expressive. Like at any given moment, if you look at me, you know what I'm thinking, right? So it's like I never thought I was whatever that. All right, I got off. What was I talking about?
We were talking about death and all the things,
and
how you want to be remembered. Your picture has to match your casket.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I haven't died yet, even though I'm way older than you, I'll be like, hello, no, redo. Kidding.
I told Christian that we have to die at the exact same time.
Oh yeah.
Like in the Notebook.
Yes. No, Mike. Well, I have a deal with Mike that I have to die before him, or we have to die together.
Okay. I actually said that I would rather have him die before me.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah, because I was like, not that I'd ever want to live without him, but I think I can handle it. I don't think he can handle it.
Yeah, I do.
I love you, Christian. Sorry for listening. And I'm not saying you're a baby or anything like that. I'm just saying like.
Yeah, no. I get that. See, and that's.
But it'd have to be quick. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go like another 10 years or something. Like I'm talking like months.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do die of a broken heart.
Exactly.
So who knows? Anywho, but we're living right now. Yeah. We're alive. Okay, we're
planning our own deaths over here.
I know.
It's fine.
Okay, so which I'm excited to later share about the Death Expo.
Yes, I'm so excited.
But okay, so we spoke about Death Doulas and what they do. So what's Psychopomps?
Yes, good question. Okay, so we covered the Death Doula. So I love this little quick little description. Being a death doula is literally like being the midwife, helping the soul be born out of the body. And I really liked that because it's not death, right? I mean, it is, but you're being born out of your body. You're being reborn back to the soul level. So that's like, so it's that physical transition as what the death doula helps with.
Love that.
So psychopomp practitioners, and this is where I've done a lot of work, which is what I'm going to share about a little bit later. And then I also found some super cool stories on Reddit that I'm going to share.
Ooh, I love that.
Me and Reddit.
You gotta love your Reddit.
So a psychopomp practitioner is really the person that works with the soul. Okay. So there's the idea of kind of like purgatory, right? Where there's this like lost soul that is just kind of lost. Like they transitioned out of their body and they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do.
See, I'm scared of that. Like, I'm all like, okay, I died.
Now what?
Limbo.
Yeah.
This is not what I was thinking.
And a lot of the times it's people that have died traumatically that are like, wait, am I dead? Like they're confused or there's just a lot of unfinished business
like
here.
On ghosts.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's where the psychopomp comes in. That's the practitioner that will work with that soul and help them transition over to the other side. Okay. So like basically ascend off of the earth plane.
I have a question.
Okay.
So somebody sadly died tragically, or Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
He goes to Whoopi. Does it work like that? Or will a loved one be like, my loved one died tragically? I don't think they have. Okay. So both. Okay.
Both. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So a lot of the times, like, so I've done a lot of this with other people. So like we'll have, like you'll just get this, like all of a sudden, like you'll start seeing or feeling the same presence over and over and over again. And you're like, okay, like there's something here. Like, is it human? Like, what is it? Like, right. Like trying to figure this out. And then we'll call in reinforcements kind of thing. So, a lot of the time, some of them are easy of just like, you kind of just tap in and you're like, okay, who are you? And you'll get it just kind of depends on how you receive messages, right? Like I usually I have like that inner knowing, and like words or messages kind of just pop in my head. And sometimes I do see, sometimes I like can see, like I get an image in my head of like what this person looked like or whatever. Okay. Or what they are and who they're doing or what they want me to know. And I'll get like these messages of like really interesting things. Like for example, I was at, I was in Temecula up north a little bit, and we were kind of learning how to do this work, because a lot of us, I think, like we want to call them natural gifts or whatever, but you're naturally open. And so you see things like from very early on, as like a little kid, I would see ghosts and I would have experiences like this, and I didn't understand why. And so a lot of us, got together through a mutual friend and started to learn, okay, what do we do about this? Like, this is a real thing that's happening. So we would do that, and we would kind of go down into meditation together, and we would call forward, like, hey, like, that little girl that keeps coming to so-and-so, like, are you here? Like, we're here to help you. Can you come forward? Like, let's help you. Yeah. And so this one time that happened. We had this little girl come through, and we all saw the same things, which is why is super validating. But we all saw this little girl, like, kind of running down like a wooden plank, like, what do I try to say? Like, road almost, like
okay.
Like
hold on, like outside or inside or like
outside.
floors?
It was like wood floors, but it was outside. So like a deck essentially, running across the deck down like this little hallway,
or like in the cowboy things where they had a little thing outside,
totally.
like before it's going into the saloon.
Yes,
okay,
exactly like that, which is like all over Temecula. You know?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So that's what we all saw. We saw her running down. She had on a cute little blue dress. She was running down, like the sidewalk essentially, right?
Yeah.
But it's wood. And we're like, okay, well, you're here. We see you. We know what's happening. Like, what do you need? What's going on? And we all just got this overwhelming feeling that she just has no idea where she is or what's going on. She lost her family. Oh. And she's her family's gone. They moved on without her, or she died and her family's still here. We don't know. And so like, well, so we had one of the other ladies was like, I just need you to know that you're dead. Like, you're not alive. You're in the spirit world. And
I imagine how dramatic that'd be,
especially as a little kid, like you're still in like little kid spirit form, kind of, you know what I mean? Because your consciousness is still holding on to like what you knew on earth, but it's also like you're being pulled somewhere else. So you're just in this such weird little limbo, or
like
whatever.
that movie, The Sixth Sense. The guy thought he was alive.
Totally, the whole time. Sorry to spoil that movie if you guys, but
he's dead.
Totally. Yeah, Bruce Willis is dead.
On the movie.
In the movie.
Man, that is, but imagine that, like, you're just like, things kind of still make sense. Like, for say, we take that movie, right? Like, his wife was just like a little distant. So he's like, giving her space and doing certain things, and the little boy could see him. So he's thinking, all that. And then he realizes that he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, that would be crazy.
How horrible.
I know.
Right? Yeah. And like, then what do you do? Now what?
Like, where's that white light coming for me?
Exactly. Because you had like unfinished business, right? You didn't fully understand your consciousness. That energy is still tethered here. Yeah.
Hey, how did Bruce Willis went back? Did he find a light, or what happened to him?
I think so, actually. I don't remember.
I remember Patrick Swayze went into the light, came and took him, but I couldn't remember.
I don't know. I think it just is. I mean, it's supposed to be a horror movie, so like I think it just kind of like
he realized it, and that was it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'll have to watch it. I really liked that movie. I remember watching that as a younger kid. That's how I was a creepy kid. But I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, that was the best movie ever," because of that twist at the end where he's actually dead.
We're all like,
"Oh, no wonder you can see dead people. He's dead." Yeah. Anyways, but so this little girl, and so a lot of the times, like by us, like, or by you acknowledging, like, hey, like, you're a spirit now, and it's okay to leave. It's okay you'll find your family. Like, it's okay, like, to accept and move on. And a lot of times, like, you get this like crazy rush of like energy, and they're like are gone. And it is just so fascinating.
That's
so
incredible.
That was like my very first experience with like supporting like a spirit crossing over. And it's honestly, like, this is gonna sound a little crazy, not to you, but to somebody. It's not all humans.
Yeah.
They're not, sometimes there's animals, but sometimes there's light beings. Sometimes there's other beings that need support. And who's to say that we're not all going to the same place?
Who's to say that we may be dead right now?
Yeah, right now.
Nobody has told us.
We're on the alternate plane. Yeah, exactly. Nobody's told us yet.
Or everybody around us is also, and this is the spirit world. No wonder last week's episode happened what happened.
Makes so much sense now.
I know.
Yeah. But so the acknowledgement of like helping them understand, like, you're a spirit now, like this is this or whatever. And then there's more complicated stuff where there's one experience that I've had was I actually went to somebody's house and I called in reinforcements. So it was like, there was 4 of us, I believe.
Okay.
There was 4 of us. And it was like this spirit that was just terrorizing this person's house. Like terrorizing this person's house, like constant knocks, constant activity, constant things. And it was freaking everybody out. The dogs were all on edge. It was just like clearly a presence, clearly something going on. And so we came in and same thing, kind of went down an open channel and into meditation. And we all saw the same thing. Again, it was this woman, and she was showing up as like creepy, like super scary, like demonic. Like she would come to the homeowner in dreams, and then as like this black scary figure with a lot of sharp teeth. Yeah. And then he would wake up and she'd be in his face, same thing, like trying to scare him. And he was just like, no, like, like I'm stronger than this. You can't scare me. You know, it was like
kind of cool, but come on.
Yeah, like cool, good for you trying to scare the crap out of me, but hello, like I'm earthly, you're not. Like let's set some boundaries, kind of thing. So he's like, all right, let's get her out of here. Like she needs help. So which is interesting too.
So how did that process go? Like was she able to transition?
Yes, she was. So it ended up being like she was asking for help. So she had an attachment, a really gnarly attachment that wasn't allowing her to move on.
Oh, yeah. I feel bad for the creepy lady now.
So sad. So it wasn't even her.
Yeah.
Right? Because once we got them separated from her, she was able to cross almost immediately.
Wow. But imagine you're like, okay, I died. Now I cross over, and then something
somebody grabs onto
you
me.
and gets attached to you.
How scary is that? Yeah, and it was wild because we ended up in their master bedroom closet. And this was like this was like their portal. Like this is where they hide in dark places. And we're all holding hands. All 4 of us are holding hands, and we created this little like vortex. And we're like, okay, like step through our circle, and like only high vibrational beings that serve love, like whatever can step through this, this shield, that we created into the middle of our circle. So it was so hard for her. Like she did it. And then we all saw her for who she really was, which was this beautiful young woman, like clearly, like just, it was so sad.
I wonder how long she's been stuck.
And I don't know.
With this attachment.
And then this attachment is on the outside of the circle. And then I kept getting these creepy flashes of like this like gross, like spider-like creature. And then between me and the girl to my right or to my left, she was holding my left hand, it was like physically yanking our arms. And you could feel it, and you could see I had gnarly goosebumps, and my hands were super, I have sweaty hands anyways, but I'm like super goosebumps. And she's like, why are you pulling on me so hard? I was like, I'm not pulling on you at all. She's like, stop. I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, I need you to understand, like something, it's trying to to break our circle is what's trying to happen, because it wants her. And then you see my whole arm went, just my left arm, bright red. Like it's trying to putting so much pressure on my arm to try to break the circle.
Oh my God.
How gnarly is that?
Give me the chills.
And so then, the whole thing, we sage the whole house. We help her transition while we're holding as strong as we can, because we don't want to break it. We want her to have that space. So we finally, while I'm like preoccupied, like just trying to keep my arm from freaking breaking, and they're, supporting her and like helping her transition. She transitions, and you feel it like settle back down. And then, this creature kind of sulks off like, oh, I failed.
Okay.
But it didn't leave.
Oh, I was about to ask if he left.
Yeah. So then we went through a whole cleansing ritual, open all the windows, tourmaline and selenite on every single window and door and everything, and then top bottom down, sage, Palo Santo, and clear it all out. But that was one of the most intense experiences I've ever had.
Sounds intense. To feel it, to see it, it's insane. But
it was
I'm
like
happy you guys
straight out of
got
The Conjuring.
It
was wild. It was super wild. But so that's kind of, they're not all like that. I mean, a lot of the times it's more of just like spirits will come to you because you can hear them, you can see them, you recognize them, and just that recognition alone of like, oh, I see you, I can hear you, it helps them move on, right? It doesn't always have to be crazy traumatic, creepy
absolutely. Shit, like in the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder we're scared of death. Look at what Hollywood has done.
Totally. Totally. Are you kidding? Yeah. Well, look what the Catholic Church has done. Okay. Anyways.
Oh my gosh. Can't go that rabbit hole.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just yet.
But yeah.
Hopefully you are listening to this episode, because we're always concerned that we're going to get canceled for the stuff we say. So hopefully you're listening to
hopefully
this.
one actually makes
Hopefully
it.
this is my life. Oh gosh.
But that's the difference between Death Doula and Psychopomp. The Death Doula supports the transition from the body into the spirit realm, and the Psychopomp supports the transition from the spirit realm into ether, heaven, whatever that looks like.
I would definitely like to have both.
Yeah.
Just make sure it really crosses. Just
Totally.
like make sure she really made it to the other side.
Yeah.
Just like, follow up on that trip.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you have from Reddit? I'm so curious.
Ooh, okay, so I do have some stories from Reddit. But before that, I actually wanted to share a little bit about like ancient roots.
Ooh, okay. Love.
More around like when you think about dying, like the dying process and everything else, like there's so many sacred like burials and sacred traditions around the dying process, right? And so I like to kind of mix it up and like explain like Psychopomp is kind of is that's why they had these rituals. Like we wouldn't even have a need for Psychopomp work if we supported, if we had still had these rituals, right? Yeah. Which that maybe not, maybe both. But like Native Americans, like they have so many different kinds of traditions. Like they have like, I forget what they're called, but like it's like the spirit, it's like I can't remember what they're called, spirit mask or whatever, where they literally put like the pottery over your head with the hole in it that helps the spirit transition or whatever. And even like the floating in the river and like lighting the bow and arrow and like letting the light on fire. Like there's just, and
the Egyptians had the whole, what's it called when you mummify? And weighing of the heart.
Yeah, totally. And the coins over the eyes. Yeah. Just like that's to pay your ferryman to get you into the afterlife. I think that's actually Greek, but whatever. Yeah. But so I have some like examples of like who would be like, okay, so the etymology of the word, first of all, is like it has Greek roots. So psychopomp, so psyche is the soul. And pomp comes from the word pompos, which means guide or conductor. Okay. So you're literally a soul guide.
Perfect.
Right? You're guiding the soul. And so like some roles across different cultures. So like in Greek, like Hermes would be considered a psychopomp. Okay. Right? Because he's the winged one. Yeah. Sorry. He's supporting, that transition. Anubis in Egyptian mythology would be a guiding soul to the afterlife. True. Right? Yep. Anubis is said to like, that's why most Egyptians, that's why we have our ankhs, right? Oh yeah. The sign of eternal life is if you're marked with the ankh, then you that's like your ticket into the afterlife, essentially. Like you have eternal life in heaven.
We're marked with the ankh.
Yep, we have eternal life. Yes. In Celtic tradition, the Morrigan is a guide. She's the threshold of death. Okay. She's often called the goddess of death. Oh. But she's the one that supports you into the afterlife. And then in different indigenous cultures and like shamanism, it's your ancestors and your spirit guides are right there waiting to help you transition, right? And then you hear about the Grim Reaper, right, which has a negative connotation, but not necessarily, right? And
it is so true. A lot of people, when they're dying and you're seeing them dying, they will see past loved ones. Yes, and almost like guiding them too.
Yeah, and they'll start talking to like people that aren't there and stuff like that. So interesting. It's
fascinating.
Yeah, like I remember my grandpa when he was like super close to passing away, he would talk about like conversations he had with like some relative, and my uncle would be like, "No, Pop, like he's been dead 50 years." He's like, "No, I saw him yesterday." Like, no, you didn't, but okay.
Well,
maybe you did. Yeah, yeah. It's super funny stuff. But yeah. So yeah. All right. Well, you want to go down my Reddit hole now?
Ooh, yes.
Or do you want to share a little bit about your Death Expo?
Oh, rabbit hole. I'm just so ready to
rabbit hole, and then
I'll talk about the Death Expo.
And I want to hear about some of your
we'll talk about the experiences.
Okay, so actually I have 3 stories that I found on Reddit that I think are just so interesting. Okay, so this one is, she's a death doula. Okay, so I'm just going to read exactly what she wrote on here. So I was called to the bedside of a woman named Elsie. She was 87 and she was dying of heart failure. Her daughter Mira was her only living relative and they were very close. Mira told me her mother loved folk songs, especially the ones her grandmother sang in Yiddish as a child. Elsie hadn't spoken in days. Her breathing was shallow, but Mira insisted that we sing to her. So together, we began humming, then singing softly. It wasn't perfect. It was cracked and raw and grieving, but something changed in the room. The air got thick like honey. The light by the window flickered. Elsie's face softened like she was relaxing into the sound. Mira kissed her forehead and whispered, "You can go now."
Oh.
And as we sang the final line, Elsie exhaled and never inhaled again. I felt something pass through me, gentle like a breeze, not spooky, not sad, but just a release. And as if we were singing, as if the singing opened a door, she stepped through it. That day taught me that sometimes all it takes is a song to guide someone home. We don't need to know the language of the afterlife. We just need to speak the language of love.
I love that.
That's so beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's horrible. She passed away and it's just this awful, we're this loss, but what a beautiful, sentiment to just be released like that. Which, I mean, Mira, what was her daughter, right?
Yeah. That was
like how great that she had a death doula there to help her.
Yeah.
Right.
Supported her.
Because who's she going to turn to in that moment? Okay, now her mom's gone. There's the death doula there to support you. Even, you know what I mean? Like that's so
beautiful.
Rough. I know. Okay, this one's really good. They're all really good, but okay. So that was a death doula work. So this guy was doing psychopomp work, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, I know he's a hospice nurse. This guy's a hospice nurse. Or this lady, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I had a patient named Arturo. He was a Vietnam vet, tough exterior, but deeply spiritual. In his last days, he kept asking if we saw the man with the owl eyes. Okay. He said he's standing by the window again. He's not scary. He's just waiting for me, I think. Oh, we checked, nothing there, but he swears. But I swear I could feel every time Arturo would say something about the owl man, he goes, it just felt weird. And on his final night, Arturo whispered, "Okay, I'm ready. Take me." Oh my God. He's like, I checked on him an hour later and he was gone. Oh. Didn't seem like he had a struggle. It was peaceful. It was like he was sleeping, but he was definitely gone. What made my hair stand on end was another patient across the hall was a woman with dementia, started pointing to the same window. It said, "Owl eyes, he comes for them." Oh. Yeah. Is it interesting? I'm like, oh God, that sounds kind of eerie,
Yeah.
And he goes, I later learned in some indigenous cultures, owls are seen as death walkers, messengers, and guides. And he goes, I don't know what Arturo saw or what he really believed in, but I think someone definitely came for him. Yeah. So crazy.
Wow. Oh, no, that's tough.
Oh, I know.
That's
so
eyes.
creepy. For the lady across the street to be
yeah.
Owl eyes, what? How did you know that? Or who knows?
He comes and gets them.
She could have heard. That is the creepy part. She comes for them or whatever.
Yeah, he comes.
Because she could have heard him and she had dementia, so who knows? You know what I mean? But
or she's just seeing it.
Or she's seeing it too.
The veil is so thin for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I have one more story. Okay, you ready? This is from a psychopomp practitioner.
Okay.
So she deals with unresolved death, essentially. Okay. So I do a lot of work with stuck energy. Spirits who haven't crossed because of trauma, shame, or fear. One case that stands out was a man named Caleb. He died suddenly in a car crash. His sister reached out to me. She was having reoccurring dreams of him crying and saying he couldn't find his way. Through guided trance and psychopomp ritual, I connected with his energy. What I felt was disoriented, frantic, and confused, and he didn't know that he had died. So I lit some candles, I burned some mugwort, and I opened space in the west direction where the dead cross, so towards the west. That's why you always hear riding off into the sunset, because the sunset's in the west. I asked if he was ready to go, and I sensed resistance until his sister came into the room, placed an old watch on his altar, or on the altar on the altar we created, and simply said, "We love you, we forgive you, just go." Please fucking leave.
Just go.
Yeah. And then so she says, I saw like with my inner vision, like, you know, like a vision, like this wave of light, like rush in, and his energy just kind of lift. Like suddenly remembered like what he was, like what was happening. And that night his sister didn't dream of him, and she hasn't dreamed of him since.
Oh, good. Then he crossed over.
Well, yeah. And then she goes, sometimes it's not about leading the soul. It's about helping them remember who they are so they can walk themselves home.
I guess so. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of relationship you all have. It doesn't sound super cozy.
I know, right? It's like, just go, okay?
Go.
Get out.
Just do the thing.
Which is interesting, like the dream thing. Like I've had, like a lot of people will ask me, like, why can't I dream of my loved one? Why are they, like, why are they not coming to me? Or like upset that they're not coming forward to them or whatever it is. And I've had some interesting things, like as a kid, I would dream of whoever was passing away, whether it was a person or an animal. I would have a dream of them the day before they died.
Oh.
It happened to me so many times.
Okay.
Like so many times. I had a lot of horses and animals growing up. Almost every single time I would have this dream of them. The next day they would pass away.
Will you have a dream like of them dying, or will you have you would dream with them?
Yeah. And I just knew, like, it was just, I don't know, something about the dream just told me like this was more than a dream. This was their spirit.
Yeah. Visiting one last time.
Yeah. And I dreamt of lots of different people the same way.
Yeah.
Super interesting. But I always have people ask me that, like, why, you know, like clients or whatever, like, why can't I dream of them? Or like, why haven't they come and showed me that they're okay? Like all these things, like I need a sign. I was like, well, a lot of the times the signs are there. You're just not ready to see, or you're too clouded with grief to see it, you know? And just like personal stories that I've had. So, a few years ago, my brother-in-law passed away. We were all really, really close, and my husband's absolute best friend in the whole world, right? His older brother. It was really hard for our family. And we started finding dimes. All of us, all the families would find dimes everywhere. And my mom finds them too. It's just so interesting in places that like you would never like think, like, who carries around change these days? You know what I mean? Like, what is, you know? And I would find them a lot. I would find them just in really random places, like in my car or whatever. And at the time I had just graduated college that same year he passed away. And this was like a couple years later actually, where I was really contemplating like wanting to leave my job, like the corporate world. And I was struggling, and I was having such a hard time, like with letting go of that identity. Right. And I was just like, all right, like, what do I do here? And when I first, got to that wasn't a new job, but it was a new store. So I was opening this new store, and it was like day one of being open. My brother-in-law came in there, and he just like was so proud of me. You know, he was so telling everybody, you know, it's like 4:00 in the morning, mind you. And he's like, everybody, like, that's my sister. Like, he never once called me his sister-in-law. He always called me his sister. And, you know, I'm so proud of her. And he's like, oh, you know, he orders this whole thing, and it was just so, you know, just such a big personality, you know, and it was just so funny. And so everybody was like, oh, we know, like everybody at work was like, we know him, like, you know, it was so cute. And so when I was going through him passing away and everything, I was opening the store one day, and it was super early. It was like 4 a.m. And I was in the back, and I had a couple other partners there with me. And I was really going through it. I was like grieving him, and it was been a couple of years. But it was just like I was really, I could really feel him, and I was really just like over it. I knew something new was coming to me, but I didn't know what it was, and I was scared to let go, and all these things, right? And I was just like, God, I don't know what to do. And one of my partners comes back into the room, was just like, hey, this is really weird, but this customer came up to me, handed me this dime, and told me I needed to give it to you. Oh. And I was like, a customer? She's like, yeah. Who? She's like, I have no idea. They were just said, hey, can you give this to Shelby? And it was a dime. And I'm like, what? Like, so insane.
Do you go to the cameras to see who this guy was? Or
well, we don't have the, we didn't have the authority to be able to like back it.
Yeah.
So like it was all locked up or whatever, so we couldn't see. So weird. I was like, who the heck was this person? Yeah. And so then, that was just like, all right, everything's going to be fine. Like I need to trust, a couple months go by and like I ended up stepping away from my career and starting a whole new career. And day one of my new job that I had taken at the yoga studio, I walk in, literally day one, there's a dime sitting on the front desk.
Wow.
One singular dime on the front desk. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm where I'm supposed to be. Right? It was just so crazy.
That is so awesome. Fully supported, guiding you. And
yeah, totally. And I hear stories like that all the time, like from other people. We all have symbols, whether it's, I have another one with my grandma where about a blue stars are my grandma. Any blue star you see in the sky, it's her watching over us. Because she said that in her delirium right before she passed away. She said, I will come back to you on a little blue star. Aww. And so that was always been, I think I have a blue star tattoo on my foot right here. Oh, my mom has one, my sister has one. It was just like, that was always our thing. But it's interesting how that, like, those little symbols become like so grand in our world,
Yeah. Wow. I love that. I love the dimes. I remember.
Yeah. I still find them everywhere.
Yeah. A friend of ours said that she had found a dime, and it was like in your house, I think. After you had taken away.
Yeah. It was.
You had traveled. Yeah.
Oh yeah. In my suitcase. Yeah. And yeah, I find them everywhere. Susan, hopefully I said Susan's name, but whatever. She's a massage therapist. She's fantastic. One time after I got a massage from her, she went to leave, and I leave my purse in my car. Like I don't ever have cash on me. And she goes, I found a dime. Like, I don't know if it's significant to you, but I found a dime like on the floor in my massage studio, like right where your head would be. She goes, I don't deal with cash at all. Like there's no reason it should have been there. Like, I don't know. Like she didn't know any of that. She's like, I don't know if that's significant to you or not, but I felt like I needed to tell you. And I was like, oh my God. Yes. Let me tell you this entire story, but how insane is that? It's just so interesting.
And it's very common for people to, every time I see a feather, I know it's, my loved one leaving me signs that they are okay.
Yeah.
Or every time I see a hummingbird or a blue jay or any particular, they trust that that's, a loved one cross over, remind them that they're okay. That it's fine. Oh, I love that.
So interesting.
So good. I love it.
Yeah. So share your turn.
Yeah. So, okay. So I'm totally sending it somewhere else. So I went to a Death Expo. It was very interesting. First I was like, Death Expo. I'm like, wait, what? What are you going to learn about? Right. Yeah. But I got to meet a death doctor.
Interesting.
And death doulas.
Okay.
And also learn about, there's, what is it? Like where you do your funeral service, where you'll have like, either open casket or closed casket, things like that. Mortuary, thank you. And
a funeral home?
Funeral home, mortuary. And also about the cremation. And then I learned about aqua cremation.
Oh.
But the death doula she's opening this death doula that I met. She is opening almost like a wellness center, but for death.
Interesting.
Type of thing.
Wow.
Here in California, in Southern California. And the death doctor, he was talking how what the process is. It's usually terminal, and they really want a death with dignity.
Yeah.
So they do. He does, I should say, a like a cocktail. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Does like this. They just kind of drift into a sleep.
Oh, okay.
But it's like he's like, this is like a heavy cocktail, and he mentioned that it's a liquid that they can either drink, or put it in as a suppository type of thing, or go through the rectum.
So is this like euthanasia? Like,
yeah, for humans.
Is that legal?
It is legal. I think it said since 2016 in California.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I remember reading about that. Like, but it's not everywhere.
No.
And it has to be like, it's very specific cases, like you just said, like terminal.
Yeah, you have to have like very specific. It cannot be, it's not like.
That makes sense.
I've heard
it's
different
not like,
things.
I want to kill myself.
Yeah, it's not like assisted suicide.
Yeah, okay,
that. It's for people that are really,
they're not coming back from this.
Yeah, and they don't want to feel like a burden on family, and they just feel like they, usually it's a lot of people that are very independent. So they don't want to, I want to be able to still go to the bathroom on my own and be able to go out, not, unplugging them for a machine, type of thing. But it was really interesting. There was this gentleman that did beautiful sketch art. It just looked like sketch art with ashes.
Oh
Your
my gosh.
loved one ashes. You can do like a portrait.
That's cool.
It was gorgeous. I was like, oh my God. And it's like, it's all ashes. Wow. It was insane. And then there was this other guy that did a photograph of the ashes, and it looked really cool. There were different kinds. It looked at like your aura.
Yeah.
Through the ashes.
That is so neat. I've seen like if you take ashes underneath like a microscope.
Yeah.
How it's like it's like light, like so many colors, and it's so crazy.
So in we just did the process of like cremation. What one gets is the bones because the flesh dissolves and everything. But what you get is they'll burn, so they have the bones. That's why it's dark, because it's burnt, and then they will put them into like a crushinizer and pulverize them into ashes.
Did not know that. Interesting.
So that a lot of people think, oh yeah, you get like the organs, and it's like, no, those are burnt.
Yeah, that's gone.
Like a house burns down with a person inside, you're gonna see their bones
and teeth.
Yeah, bones and teeth. And then I learned about this aqua cremation. So in California, they have done aqua cremation for animals. But in San Diego, we have one of the first aqua cremations for humans. Wow. There's only like in the whole state, I think there's only 3.
Wow.
Where you can do aqua cremation. I know there's here one in San Jose and one in San Francisco.
Okay.
At least in California. I don't know if there's in another state.
Yeah.
But aqua cremation, so regular cremation, fire. Aqua cremation, it is, oh my gosh, what type? I can't remember. I think it's alkaline. Yeah, alkaline water. And I think it's a salt as well.
Oh, interesting.
But it gets to a point of like boiling. Oh. And you're in this tank, and it dissolves the body.
Is it like pressurized?
It is pressurized, and it dissolves the body completely.
How long does it take?
I think like 8 hours.
Wow.
When I think cremation is like 4.
Okay.
Depending on the size of the person too.
Yeah.
But it's, your bones are white.
Wow.
They remain white because they're not burned.
Yeah.
So when you get the ashes, they showed us the ashes. It looks just like sand that you would have picked up in like, this beautiful white sandy beaches. Sandals resort.
Yeah. So they basically dissolve all the flesh off the body. The bones are left at the end of the tank. And then they take, what do they do with the bones? They just crush them?
Crush them, pulverize them until
like a powder.
Like yeah. And he showed us, it literally looked, I was like, oh my gosh, it reminded me when my mom went to, years and years ago, went to Florida and brought me back a little bit of sand in the white sand. And it looked just like that.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
that's really cool. I wonder like, okay, this is just my brain of, like sustainability wise, like how much water does it take to, like is this like a sustainable, like, or are we using like seawater, you know what I mean, like what is the environmental impact here?
So the water, because they had asked that too, when it gets picked up, the water, it gets either by like a treatment company, like it went for septics, but not a septic one, for treatment. But it goes back into the county, and the one here in San Diego goes towards Encinitas.
Perfect.
I think, or Del Mar. One of those two. Okay. So if you're swimming around there, you may be swimming with water by flesh.
Nice.
I know. But it's like, he said that the body's going completely nude, or some people don't want to be nude. So they'll have like a silk, like a very soft silk gown or something, like a nightgown that is just has to be silk, so it will dissolve.
That makes sense, yeah.
But it's apparently like a really beautiful process.
Wow, that is so interesting.
And you can watch, when you're like in mortuaries and they have the cremation, people can, the machine is going whoosh, and you can sit there and
you can,
for a little bit. You can, some people wait for them. I remember. When my stepdad passed, my mom waited. I don't think she waited in there for a while.
Yeah.
I think they let you see the person, and then it's like, okay, that's my person. Like, I'm gonna get, because a lot of people are like, you don't just get ash, you get like some bones that are crack and get like other things, and it was very disturbing. But I think they waited for a while for it to, as it was going, and I think then they went to lunch and came back.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, so there I asked, because there's like this little very cozy space, and they're doing it. It's like, usually people don't stay because it's all sealed, and it's you can see it go, but it's just this metal, tank basically. They show you the person, they show you when they put it in, and they start the process. And I think they say it takes, I can't remember if it says like 2 hours or 4 hours for the water to completely come to the boil that it needs to, the temperature, and then all the chemicals, do it. I asked, I was like, well, because I think I want to do that.
Yeah.
Instead of cremation.
Yeah.
Cremation. But I asked, can you do it, like, what if I don't want regular tap water? What if I want spring water?
Yeah.
It's like, sure, I just need, I can't remember how many gallons. It takes. It's like a lot of gallons, like 200 gallons.
Yeah, I bet it's a lot of water. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm dead. We can spend $600 in water.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's my other question. Like, it's expensive to get like funerals and everything else. It's expensive, like to buy a burial plot for a casket.
Yeah.
It's expensive to get them cremated.
I asked how much it would cost. He said if it was a door to door, like no extra, just like, hey, we're just doing this. Like, there's no anything, because they are in partnership with one of the mortuaries where the expo was being held. It's like, I think it was $4,000 or less than $4,000 just to get it done.
Which is insane. And well, people are spending that just on caskets alone.
I know. My husband is always like, do not get me a fancy casket. He's like, it's literally just wood, but he does want to be buried. Yeah. Well, last time I talked to him, he said he didn't know after I told him about the aqua cremation.
Yeah, so cool.
But at the same time, it's just like, you're spending, and also I'm like, these super fancy caskets, the body needs to decompose and go back into the earth. I'm like, what is going on? Like, it's just a lot.
I did hear that there in California specifically that it's very like few, maybe it might only just be one company that does it, where you can be buried in like organic material.
Oh, okay.
That like, I know breaks down and like turns into a tree.
Yeah. I've heard that. I heard the pods where you become like a little pod. They didn't have that there, but I've heard of that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I know your mentions like, I want to be shot into outer space.
Yeah, I want to be my body just preserved, like frozen in time.
Yeah, that's like the creepiest thing
floating around, orbiting the earth.
Then we go to space, and it's just like, oh, look at that dead person, just upside down.
Like, wait, is that Shelby?
And it's like, then they're gonna start to put in signs and all the dead people shot out into space, because might as well have them work for something. So you're going. It's like laundry detergent. It's like,
that's right. I forgot.
So,
that's a really good idea. I stand by that.
Oh gosh, it's like, okay. I'm like, okay, we're gonna shoot your loved one out to outer space. However, if you would like to save an extra $500, you can do a promotional ad. So what would you like them to hold? Do you want to hold a Netflix sign, a Bose sign, a Kirkland Costco sign? It's like, do you want them to have lights?
I mean, that's so true what would happen too, because that's basically what happened with like funerals and everything else, like why we're buying like cemeteries and everything else, like because we needed money during the war.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah.
So we just started taxing the crap out of everybody. Like, oh, you're dead? Okay, well now you need to buy a burial plot, you need to buy a casket, you need to buy this, and we're charging people for, like, your loved ones, we're charging you for them dying.
Yeah, it comes to that. But all you need is just like a wooden box that is going to break down, and then that's it. And somebody will find your bones when they're going to put a big, new development on top of you.
Come back and haunt the crap out of that development.
Yeah.
Which is arguably what I think might have happened in my house.
I know. Today's been pretty quiet.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't see the Game Boy down here.
Yeah, I think it's the Game Boy that's haunted.
I think so too. As well.
Something about that Game Boy.
I know. I know. I'm just gonna check.
But yeah, so that was really interesting.
Yeah, it's okay. Sorry, everybody,
What's
but my
happening over
kid
there?
is like, he's just telling me that he's running, that he may have to stay a little later, and I said,
Oh,
fantastic.
well, that
that's
worked out 'cause we're not done.
beautiful because we're still recording. So, okay, that was the Death experience with the Death Expo. So now talking about experiences with like clients.
Yes.
So one of the things when I began to channel years ago, I would feel different spirits, and I would feel like they were just kind of like curious or lost. And I just kind of inquire about it. But at times, and I tell this to a lot of students of mine, of like, you don't have to help everybody that comes through. Because I have seen people that I know that are like, oh my gosh, they're huge empaths, and they're like, well, I felt this type of spirit, and they were dealing with this and that, and I'm helping them cross over. And now the person as the vessel is depleted, trying to do that work. So I'm all like, no, use your discernment. It's not your sole responsibility. Like suddenly it's like, this is the one person who's going to make everybody else cross over. So yes, I don't call myself a medium, but I do see it. So every time I do channeling sessions, like psychic readings, when we open the veil, it's thin, and you call upon loved ones. So you call upon their entire team, and we'll see who specifically is going to come forward. So a lot of the times it is loved ones, or they will just kind of be sitting behind the veil, just kind of like, hey, they're fine. But sometimes they will come forward and may want to say, share something. And it's always, I would say most of the time, it's a really beautiful experience. And then there'll be times where I would feel somebody that is still alive, but I know they're going to cross. So it's like, okay, I have shared sometimes with some people about, I know, this particular person is still here, but it just feels like something is around him, like it just feels like there may be like a cross. And I would say 99.99% of the time they're like, I feel it too. I feel like they're struggling or something's going on. I was
going to say, how do you give that message to somebody?
Yeah, no, well, you have to see where, you can't just blur it out. I think your loved one's going to die.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, I feel certain things, depending. I always ask, is it in my best interest, in the best interest of the person I'm going to give the message to give this message? If the answer is no, you just don't, because if you're going to say something like that and then they're all distraught and it's not serving them in any way, why? It's like, and this goes for everybody, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all. But sometimes they will come to me saying that something's going on and they want to know how they could help. And then that message kind of comes through of like, I feel like this is kind of going on. And sometimes I have gotten to the point where nothing you can do, this is just their path. Nothing you can do can interrupt this. Like it's going to happen. But the thing you can do is loving them now or support them and things like that. But this is how it's going to kind of happen. Not necessarily at the point of like, somebody is just happy-go-lucky and it's like, oh, something's going to happen to them. No, it's more, usually it will come through when there is some sort of struggle. When I have seen it that somebody dies suddenly, they will ask about a particular person and I was like, I will feel them and then it's like it just ends. Like I don't see it and I'm just like, okay, I'm like, I feel them, but then I don't know what, there's like a void. It's interesting. And I'm like, okay, I'm not very sure what that could mean. And a lot of the times it's like that person and, kind of took their exit point really quick, unintentional, like on their own part. Like it may have been a sudden stroke. Car accident, a sudden stroke, things like that.
Wow.
Where you're not even, that's why I'm like, we don't know how long we have. We, be a good human. But often I see loved ones, I feel loved ones. I have a client, her mom passed away years ago. And when we first begin to do readings, I was like, there's this woman with this, like, striking, like, two-piece suit, just like beautiful, like from the 70s, like just this incredible like jumper suit, but it was gorgeous. And I would mention, she's like, yep, nope, it's like, I know exactly, who that is. And so little things like that they will come and they will show, but I think they show because they feel safe. They feel safe in the space. And that's when, but I'm not, suddenly somebody trying to come to me is like, Dee, let's connect my loved one and connect to my loved ones. I don't know if they're going to come through. Because some of the type of readings and psychic readings I do are to channel who is in your immediate field at that moment to support you in whatever it is that you need support or help with in that moment. But I cannot conjure spirit necessarily of like, let me just bring so and so. And the more the person is thinking about that loved one, the more they're going to come in. And there's been also times when they really want to know about somebody, and the person, I see them sitting down. They're not coming forward, especially if there was like a disconnect. Sometimes, because I've seen it both times where they want to connect and like make amends and they'll come forward, and other times they just stay back. Sometimes I'll see them in like almost like depending on the person, but I've seen them in like a lounge chair, like turned around, like giving me the back, and things like that, and just the energy of I don't want to. But you can still channel a lot of information of like they're just not ready. They need more time to process. And sometimes I'm thinking, are they fully crossed over? Do they really know that they are there? So, wow, it's interesting, very fascinating.
Super interesting stuff too. And I think this work is so impactful. One, because there's so many people that just want to pretend like dying isn't real. You know what I mean? And it's not talked about very freely. And I think about that too, like, as a child, like obviously like I've said before, like I'm excited to die, but I don't mean it in a sense of like I want to die right now. Like I want to experience this life, and I'm happy to be here. Like, don't get me wrong, this is not a suicide call. Like, I'm good. But I just mean like I'm excited to have answers. I'm excited to like, that the mystery is over, but at the same time, like I love the mystery. Like that's what I live for. I live to wonder and to be curious, and but it's exciting to think that one day I'll get to go back to source and feel whole and complete, and I'll get to see my loved ones again. You know what I mean? Like that's an exciting thing to me. Like that shouldn't be so scary and so taboo. And I think that if we talked about it more, even like as children, like children are so, like kids are so close to the veil. Like they're not afraid of stuff. Like they just came from the dying process. You know what I mean? Like they just experienced it. They just got reborn back into flesh, So like they're like, it's interesting to see like how kids will communicate like death and dying. Like I was watching this one video about like, this mom was asking her kid like the kid was asking the mom about like death and stuff, and she was just like, you tell me. And then it goes into this whole story about how you die and where you go when you die. Wow. And this kid is like 6 years old, just explaining like how it all works to his mom. So fascinating, so awesome. But it's like, I feel like if we took the taboo out of it, it wouldn't be so scary. And not like that we're searching for death or anything like that, but it's also like, don't live your life in fear, But but I guess that's why there are people like us that are here to support.
And these death doulas and psychopomps. Yes. Knowing that these are tools for us to help us understand. And it's so interesting that you say that. Like, I am curious because I've always been curious. And it was about 2 months ago that I got really nervous about like, I don't want to die. But since I was little, and even my mom will tell me, I always felt like I wouldn't live too long.
Yeah, you've told me that before.
Yeah. And it's just kind of weird. So she's always like, when you celebrate my birthday, it's like, it's another year.
Yeah.
It's another year. And I'm just there's times where I can see myself as an old lady, but there was like, I could never like envision that.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting, but I'm like, right now I'm all like, I want to do all these things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to die yet. Not that I'm, well, who knows? We all don't really know, but, we're not calling you. So, go away.
Yeah, exactly. No allies over here.
Yeah. But, it's just interesting and just taking the fear out of it. I think is what's most important.
Yeah.
That it's a process and it's a transition. And for me, and I think I told you, I have the weirdest thing with death that I don't feel people died. I just haven't seen them in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a goodbye. It's all see you later.
It's for me, it's like tough. The only time I really have cried at a funeral, it has been like at the burial. Like when, like, I'm like, I see them there, like they're there. Like I see them. But as soon as I see like going underground is when I freak out.
Yeah.
Just like, oh my gosh, they can't breathe. Like where you're going to put them under. And it's like that slight switch of like not believing. And then once they're done, like I go through this moment of like hyperventilation and then I get distracted by something else and then it's all going. Suddenly it's like, boop, they're not there. They're here. Like here's their energy and their spirit and things like that. So yeah, it's very, very, very interesting. But my sister has the same thing. She's like, I don't know. We're weird about death. I was like, I don't know. We are, but
just the way you process it, I guess.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But don't ever want to experience it in close quarters with, like I think about, like my children and things like that, things like that. It's just like, okay, how would they handle if I did? How would I handle if I go, but having those conversations of like, okay, if this happened, this is how you can be supported. Yeah. Especially because if it's sudden.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we don't think about it because we don't talk about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So talk about dying.
Preparing your
death.
Like your loved ones too. It's like like it's okay. Like one day I'm gonna die and it's gonna be fine. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Absolutely.
Obviously don't go traumatize your children like that. But like, I just mean like, it's not like it doesn't have to be so.
I know. But when I was a kid, it was like, I'm in the 80s. It was like the San Andreas fault and then we're all going to die. And then I remember my uncle was like, California's going to separate. Yeah. And in my little kid brain, I was like, oh, we're just going to kind of like boop and swim away. Like just kind of like, I'm not thinking destroying of buildings. My brain was just like, crack, poop, like maybe a little shook and that was it. It was not like
full destruction of
of probably a very small La Mesa, California is the only thing that made it to the sea. Oceanside, this tiny little piece.
Oh my gosh.
But it's just the things that you think of as a kid, and then it's like no, it would be like this. And it's like this fear, and the fear about it. But interesting. Yeah. Anywho, this episode's been great. We thought it was going to be super fast, but I think
turns out we can talk about death forever.
333 California time here. But so if you have any spooky or death stories, send us our way. We need more listener stories. We're really excited. Thank you for everybody who's been sending them, but we always want them and crave them.
We always want more.
We record listener stories every 10 episodes, so we would love to hear from you. And follow us on all the medias and join our coven on Patreon. There's a bunch of stuff that we have there. And we have recently added yoga to our podcast, to our Patreon, and Reiki sessions as well. So we're excited.
Yes. So
anything else?
You got it. I don't know.
Okay, I think we're both falling asleep, and don't die on us, please.
But if you do, it's okay.
But first, send us your spooky stories. Then croak. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, tune in. Stay curious. Besitos. Bye.
Peace.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to follow us on social media at Witches Who Podcast.